Hey everyone, my name's Amanda and welcome to Rainy Books with Amanda. I am finally back with a new book review and it is a fairly new book. It is called Shine by Jessica Jung. So a little bit about our author. She grew up in South Korea and she debuted in the K-pop group The Girls' Generation in 2007. She then went solo in 2014 and then launched her successful fashion line called Blanc and Eclair. And Shine is her debut novel. And the novel just came out this year, just a few months ago from the time of this recording. So it is a pretty new book. I don't usually pick up YA books. This is a young adult book. I don't usually tend to read these a lot, but one of my groups that I'm in on Facebook was really interested in reading this, so I thought I would read along, and I found it to be quite interesting. Let's get into the synopsis. So I'm just gonna read the little synopsis here and then we'll get into the review. What would you give for a chance to live your dreams? For 17-year-old Korean American Rachel Kim, the answer is almost everything. 6 years ago, she was recruited by DV Entertainment, one of Seoul's largest K-pop labels. Known for churning out some of the world's most popular stars, the rules are simple. Train 24/7, be perfect, don't date. Easy, right? Not so much, as the dark scandals of an industry bent on controlling and commodifying beautiful girls begin to bubble up. Rachel wonders if she's strong enough to be a winner, or if she'll end up crushed, especially when she begins to develop feelings for K-pop star and DV golden boy, Jason Lee. It's not just that he's charming, sexy, and ridiculously talented. He's also the first person who really understands how badly she wants her star to rise. Get ready as Jessica Jung, K-pop legend and former lead singer of Korea's most famous girl group, Girls' Generation, takes us inside the luxe hypercolor world of K-pop, where the stakes are high, but for one girl, the cost of success and love might be even higher. It's time for the world to see this is what it takes to shine. So very intriguing, especially for anyone who really likes K-pop or just like Korean culture in general. And that leads me into the first point I want to come across, which is that this book really gives you a good insight into the K-pop world. Of course, this is just one story, but the story is very interesting and I learned a lot of new things that I did not know before reading this book. So if you know a little bit about K-pop or you don't, even if you don't, it's really a interesting atmosphere because it's not like here in America or in some other countries where you're still going to school and stuff and then like you figure out that you want to become a singer and then you kind of go out and you sing at clubs and then you find somebody who wants to produce you or you produce your own tracks and then you make music videos and you put it on YouTube. That's like more of a traditional route versus K-pop where you are training to be a K-pop star from like 11 years old. Such as our main character in the story, Rachel, she starts off doing K-pop, I believe at 11 years old, if I remember correctly, and she is, I think about 17, 18 years old at this book. So she's been training a lot. You just kind of get more into the K-pop world. You learn like how everything kind of works, how someone like debuts and gets out of training, how people who have been in the training form, like how they train and who is looking at them train and what they do after training and like once they debut, kind of how everything starts to work and the industry itself. So it really gives you a big insight. So if you're interested in any of that, there's lots of all that juicy stuff in this book. And it was actually a pretty fun book. So I wasn't, like I said, I'm not really into YA, but I did want to read it, so I wasn't quite sure how I was going to feel, but it was actually pretty fun to read. It's nothing too, I would say like a crazy emotional book, but it's really interesting, intriguing. Like I said, finding out about like the whole K-pop world and figuring out everything, it's interesting to me, and for people who are interested in this, it'll be interesting to you. And it's just like a fun book. You just learn about all this stuff, and our main character takes us on a fun ride throughout the story, and we get to, once she starts falling in love with the other K-pop star, Jason, they kind of go on these little fun vacations together, and it's just kind of cool. And the whole time you're wondering if anyone's gonna find out about their relationship, because in the K-pop world it's so like you can't do certain things, and one of those things is really like having a relationship. I think especially within each label. So yeah, this book really keeps you entertained, keeps you having that fun feel, and also keeps you a little bit of mystery, like are they gonna find out, are they not, what's gonna happen next. So it's a good book for that. And then the ending wasn't really expected. What I mean by that is it starts, I feel like kind of the plot was kind of like a typical story plot where there's a girl, she's forbidden to do something, she's doing it anyways, but also pursuing her dreams. And so like it kind of followed that formula, but at the end it was kind of like a pretty big twist, and the last couple chapters, and then it ends, and then you're just like wondering, well, what happened to like some of the side characters, or what happened with this relationship. And so it kind of leaves it open for interpretation, but it kind of leaves it open too for a sequel. So I wonder if we're gonna get a sequel of Shine. I'll probably read it if there is a second one, but don't expect to have that clean cut ending. It is very not tied up in a pretty bow, is what I'm trying to say. It's also a great book that kind of gives interesting insight to the cultural aspect of Korea as well, because Rachel is from America and she migrates to Korea. And then we also see our other main character, which is Jason, and he is a Canadian who's half Korean and half Canadian, and he moves over to South Korea, seeing how people treat them and how the industry, K-pop industry, treats men versus women, and how like their like society just treats them differently as well. So along with like how the K-pop industry works, you also see kind of the cultural aspect as well. So yeah, overall it's a very interesting book. It's not a hard read, but it'll keep you entertained. It's fun. And perfect for any K-pop lovers, because Christmas is coming up soon. So yeah, thank you for tuning in for this book review. I'm a little rusty because I haven't done one in about a month because I was doing my NaNoWriMo vlogs, but now I'm back. And if you like my content, please like and subscribe. And until next time, happy reading.